Loving kindness meditation is a core practice in the teachings of the early Buddhist discourses. In a few minutes, I'm going to offer a guided meditation for practicing loving kindness. But first, just a few words by way of introduction. We practice loving kindness meditation in order to help ourselves to become more open-hearted, more loving, and to become less likely to be captured by emotions like fear and hatred. You may have heard this practice referred to by the ancient Pali word, which is metta. People will say, I'm going to do metta now. And what they mean is that they're going to practice loving kindness meditation. So metta is sometimes translated as goodwill or as benevolence, sometimes simply love. It's any of these words really point to the same purpose in the practice, which is that extending of good wishes, of wanting the best for the other, for ourselves. We're included in the practice. So in a way, this is a pretty regular thing that people do, right? Have a nice day. Nice to see you. Have a good day. We say things like that, at least in some cultures. When we run into people, walking around on the street or in the grocery store, it's a thing that we do often. The difference is that with the practice of loving kindness meditation, our purpose, our intention, is to develop an inclination in the mind, a tendency to meet everyone with goodwill. That's all beings, including ourselves, without exception, as a default. The feeling we're cultivating when we practice loving kindness meditation is characterized in the early Buddhist discourses with words like abundant, exalted, immeasurable. So you get a sense of that boundless, expansive quality of the feeling that we're practicing in order to cultivate. To begin that feeling, we begin with simple words that express good wishes. Most people are not in a place to begin with the feeling at first, certainly not to that level of including everyone in a boundless kind of way. This is what we're practicing to develop. So we begin with the words. And with just simple words expressing good wishes, we repeat these words again and again, silently in the mind, until that feeling of loving kindness begins to grow in the body. This feeling shows up in different ways for different people, and we learn to recognize it our own particular way of experiencing the feeling as we practice over time. This isn't all just sit down and do it. It's coming back again and again with that intention. So we'll begin today and go ahead and do a practice, a guided practice of loving kindness meditation now. The first thing to do when you begin really any meditation, but certainly this one, is to begin with kindness and a consideration of this body that we sit in or whatever posture you're practicing. And you want to find a way of sitting that's comfortable, that's well supported. So you're looking for both a feeling of helping the body to be alert and also at ease. Right? There's an uprightness, and then along with that, a relaxation. So just take a minute. If you need to move somewhere away from the screen, just being sure you can hear me as I continue to guide the practice. But yes, do take a minute now just to find that posture, to find that way of sitting, or standing or walking is fine too. Lying down, also fine if you can stay awake. Oh, okay. So the next thing to do, you may find it helpful to close your eyes, or if you'd prefer, just to have them be downcast so you're not distracted by whatever's coming into your line of vision, if that's an issue. And then the next thing is really to take a moment just to check in, to be clear about your purpose, why you're doing this, your intention, which is to offer loving kindness to all beings, right? The image that is used for this intention in the early discourses is that image of there being a trumpeter who's standing on the top of a mountain. And these people were practicing near the Himalayas, so you could picture a very tall mountaintop. And they're standing on the top there and playing their trumpet, focusing in all directions. And the words are above, below, and all around, to all beings as to ourselves. In that way, we offer loving kindness. And then just to help settle a bit, if you like, you can bring some attention to the breath. The breath, just the simple moving in and out of breath, can be very soothing. It can be a nice thing to notice. We're not trying to do anything at all here except let the breath soothe, let the breath comfort, like sitting on the shoreline, just enjoying the waves moving in and out. Nothing more than that. And then we speak these words silently in the mind. May all beings be safe, well, and happy. May all beings live in peace. May all beings be safe, well, and happy. May all beings live in peace. May all beings be safe, well, and happy. May all beings live in peace. Repeating the words silently for yourself. Just staying with the words. May all beings be safe, well, and happy. May all beings live in peace. Just the words, again and again, clearly, distinctly. All beings, near or far, pleasant or problematic, all beings, be safe, well, and happy. May all beings live in peace. May all beings, those who treat me well, those who treat me ill, may all beings be safe, well, and truly happy. May all beings live in peace. Offering these words, we're no longer at war ourselves. Offering these words, we bring ourselves to peace. There's a letting go. May all beings be safe, well, and happy. May all beings live in peace. Staying with the words. If any feelings come along with the words, then that's fine. Just let them be there together. Again and again. May all beings be safe, well, and happy. May all beings live in peace. abundant, exalted, immeasurable. May all beings be safe, well, and truly happy. May all beings live in peace. Now, getting ready to close this practice of loving kindness meditation, and first let the words of metta go. Let the feeling of metta go. Then opening the eyes and looking around, grounding back where you are now. The sense of presence. And just taking a moment to look back over your experience. Notice anything that stood out. It's useful to remember a couple of things when practicing metta. One is to keep in mind that what we're doing here is not taking something that's in our minds and putting it out into the world. We're not trying to transmit to others. What we're doing is creating qualities in our own minds and hearts that then affect how we are with others. So there's a ripple effect in our relationships as we go about life. And then the other thing to keep in mind is that word practice. Like all of the things we work with in developing the early Buddhist discourses, teachings, these practices really come to flower, to fruition, expand themselves over time and come to support each other. This is just one practice, and there are many others that we work with. But patience and persistence are the watchwords for this kind of work. So just remember that. Appreciate now what you have done, that you have wanted to put the time and the energy into developing this quality of goodwill, of love. That has been done. You have done that by doing this practice. And patience and persistence will bring more. Thank you for what you've done today.